when I look out my window.
Hello traders, Gary Wagner with the Gold Forecast here. It is approximately 10:30 a.m. in Honolulu, Hawaii. It is the 24th day of May, Tuesday, and this is the Daily Report. We do have gold trading higher this morning. Currently, it is trading up about $7 to $8 higher. Current print is 1524.38. We are looking at our daily chart. Our daily chart contains our master Elliott wave count, as well as our MACD that we have been looking at as of recently. When we go ahead and blow this up, of course, there are a couple of things that I am paying note of. The first thing, of course, is we do finally have our cross in terms of the MACD. You can see that we have finally seen our lines cross, and that signals that we are fully immersed now at the beginning of an impulse cycle. The second piece of technical information that tends to support that fact is the pennant formation that we were looking at. And as you know, we drew that in terms of our data points. We're looking at a couple of the lows here, this low in C and this low right in here. You can see these match up quite well. Then when we go ahead and look at our upper level resistance lines, we're drawing them in terms of our data point from just these 2 points here, and of course this top at 3. You can see that since that market has moved to the apex, we have seen a very nice breakout to the upside. And as you can see, I have absolutely labeled this wave as our current impulse wave. We are in wave 5 of a major wave 5. Traders, we are currently looking at a daily Japanese candlestick chart in Henkin Ashi format. In other words, the Japanese average format. As you know, there are two things that we look for as we see a trend begin to determine the strength of the trend. Is that strength building or waning? And to determine the possible power behind it. What we are seeing is this. The two things that we look for are, first, an absence of lower wicks. And you can see over these last 2 days, we have had an absence of lower wicks. The second thing that we look for is the body size itself to begin to grow. We can absolutely say that we have seen that. When we go ahead and highlight it, you can see that the body size itself is beginning to grow and is showing me some very, very good strength within the marketplace itself. Traders, this is yet another illustration of the power of a pennant formation or the type of breakout that we witness. The one thing that is quite apparent to me when we take a look at it is, as you can see, right in the area of the apex of this particular triangle, you can see quite clearly that is really the point in which the power is released, and we get this nice sizable upside move. And then lastly, really what I wanted to look at was the Henkin Ashi, but in the weekly format. Realize this is only Wednesday, so we still have a couple of trading days left. But what I found of interest when I did my study this morning, my chart study this morning, is that on our weekly basis, as you can see right in here, we finally have this Henkin candle going green. And that's the first time we have seen that in a couple of weeks since we hit these record tops and the marketplace itself began to trade lower. Now, as we talked about a little bit yesterday, we're looking at points to forward forecast potentials for this wave 5. It's obvious that wave 5 will need to go above wave 3. That's quite obvious. That being said, I am looking for new record tops. That's not real rocket scientist theoretical abstract thought there. It's Elliott Wave 101. But in terms of forecasting, we did this yesterday. We looked at some potential target points. The first target point was wave 5 equaling wave 1. And that's fairly common. And as a matter of fact, having wave 5 equal wave 1 is really what's called the standard definition or model by which we forecast or look at. There is also the possibility, as we talked about yesterday, that wave 5 could be equal to wave 3. And in that case, as you can see, that pulls us up to a much higher number. That number then gets much closer to $1,700 per ounce. As we go into this wave, and as we complete our first component, because my belief is that what we're going to see here in wave 5 is going to be composed, which is typical of a 5 count within that. In other words, we're going to get from, this is from 3 to 4, we got an ABC, and from 4 to 5, we will get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Over the next couple of days, what I want to do is actually talk to you about what is standard forecasting mediums. In other words, what we will be looking at in terms of what a typical structure of a 5 count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count Elliott wave should be. This has been Gary Wagner wishing you, as always, good trading, and we'll talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.
Many sights to see, and when I look in my window, so many different people to be, that it's strange, so strange.